Hey Potters, all right, we are going to talk about your studio on the go box that you're gonna get when you come to class. All right, check out all this good stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna try to go through these quickly. You're gonna have a clay safety at home, front and back. Please make sure you read this. It is very important. You are going to get a little bag of Sculpey with the directions of how to make your potter's mark. And there is a video posted on YouTube on how to do that. I have some twine here. This you will only use if you or I have to quarantine for one of our online projects. If we stay in the studio all term, then we probably will not use this. A little palette to mix underglazes. Now, I have more of these in the studio. If you need to take underglaze home, you can take underglaze home in these. This one is for slip. And you also have a permanent marker in your box. I want you to write right on here, slip. And then we will get slip in there so you have slip to take home. You also have these little guys and a rolling pin. This is how you roll out slabs at home. You have a canvas, a loose canvas that you can use kind of like a placemat at home to protect your working surface. I will tell you that if you have or can get like a pre-stretched canvas, like so, this is like a canvas that you would paint on, but it works awesome in ceramics as like a nice tight working space to work on. So if you have the opportunity to get one of these, I highly recommend this. We also have a couple labels. One label is gonna go on your box and the other label is gonna go on your bucket. This label, you're gonna put on your bucket and your box and you're gonna put your name. So at the end, we can take off these labels and we'll still have a clean box. Same thing with this one for your bucket. I picked these up for free. They're super old, they're super cute. They might not really function for a rolling pin, but you can do like really cool stuff like take a hot glue gun and make designs on here and then use it as a texture tool on a slab of clay. I don't know, play around with it. See if you can figure out anything. A spoon. This is a great way of smoothing clay and burnishing clay. A little spray bottle. You're gonna wanna fill this up with water, and if your projects start to get dried out, you're just gonna spray it a couple times with some spray. Water. This little guy is nice for smoothing things out, cleaning things up, but I will say that you can only use this if your clay is like leather hard. What you don't want to do is you don't want to sand a dry piece of clay and make dust. Your whole mission at home and in the studio is not to make any clay dust. So make sure that this is wet before you use it. There are some Q-tips if you want to do some underglazing stuff. I also recommend getting a little pack of brushes. I like to go to Michael's and use like the 40% off coupon. But I really like these nylon brushes. They usually come in like a pack of, 4 or 5. I have some markers for you. Oh, this box got the same 2 colors, but they're green, yay. These you can use in your sketchbook. I also have some little colored pencils that you can use in your sketchbook, an actual pencil, and I have a pencil bag for you so that any of your like sketchbook stuff you can put in here so it doesn't get clay all over it in your bucket. So I'm gonna put my Sharpie in there, a glue stick so you can add inspirational things you find into your sketchbook. It might just be old mail, it might be some wrapping paper, it might be something that you find when you're taking a walk. I have 2 straws, this bigger type of straw and a littler type of straw. Any straws will do. You can gently press this in clay and make textures, or you can pierce the clay to make holes. And then some twisty ties you can either use if you're wrapping up your clay or you know, for texture, you know, be creative, however you could use it. And then the last thing I have is a piece of plastic. This is what we put on our clay when we want to like keep it wet until the next day when we work on it. Now, here is what I need you to do. Like right now, as you're watching this video, get your plastic out, and I need you to put your name in the middle of it, nice and big, and then whatever block or whatever period you're in, okay? Because when you come back to the studio, like let's say you take a project home, you come back to the studio and you have your pot wrapped up, we want to be able to tell whose it is easily. Anytime you get a piece of plastic, if you're in the studio, at home, whatever, please always put your name and what period you're in. This is a must. You must, because every once in a while, we clean out the studio and anything that's underneath plastic that doesn't have a name on it disappears. So that is all the stuff in your very fun studio box. Okay, I just want to stress, please, please, please read those clay safety tips. Parents, if you're watching, that would be another thing that you could read. There's things like don't put clay down your sinks. Keep little hands and younger people, siblings, cousins away from your working area. I highly recommend trying to find some place in your house that you can kind of just set up as your little studio. Really just any small table or desk type area would work. But the thing about the box is that you can kind of pack it all up really easily and set it aside to clear the mess too. So find a spot and get your studio all set up. In addition to these tools are the tools that will be allowed to go home and come back if needed. If you take anything home, okay, you're gonna take this whole box home. If by chance you have to bring something from this box back, we will be have an area by the door to sanitize them before they come back in the studio. You are also, when you come on your first day, are gonna get your throwing bucket and a set of throwing tools. This is more likely what might have to go back and forth. If not, we're just gonna keep this and the throwing tools in the studio at all times, so we don't have to worry about the disinfecting part when you come back. So you will have your tools in here and be able to use them when you're in the studio, and then you'll have your studio on the go box to take home. Woohoo! Okay, a couple things I forgot. One, also your wooden skewer, you know, that you like grill meat on. That's super important tool. And then clay. I forgot about clay. Here's the deal. I'm gonna send home clay with you. You're gonna keep it kind of on reserve in case you or I have to quarantine. If that is the case, then you're gonna need to have clay at home that then we can switch to this like online curriculum version of this class that I wrote in case you or I have to quarantine. If you're working on a project in class and you're taking it home to finish it during the week and you need a little bit of clay, then bring some of it from the studio. Just keep that one piece of clay on reserve for just in case. Got it?